Hi, today we are presenting on emergency preparedness for young couples and families. We really wanted to focus on lower middle class families and especially those who are newlyweds or have young kids, because it's really important that they start this early and that they have that time to prepare, and we never know when disasters are going to happen, and so it's important to start preparing now.
Right, and so going off of what Michaela said, a lot of times it's hard to know where you can go to get resources because it can be overwhelming to go to the store to buy everything that you need. So luckily in the communities that we're in, there are a lot of resources available to us, lots of storefronts that plan and have packages that you can buy. But if you're not close to an area like that, you can also get stuff online. So we have a few resources on our brochure. ReadyWise has different barrels of food that you can buy and just keep in your storage room. And then Uncharted Supply Co., they offer, this is actually really cool, they have first aid kits, they have car kits, they have backpacks. So they have different emergency packages for something that might be useful for the area that you're in. So for example, in Utah, we are earthquake prone. So it is good to have an emergency backpack that could help when there may not be electricity. And then there's certain classes that you can even take, like the one in the brochure. The Utah Department of Public Safety offers classes with different resources available to a community near you.
What the current research says, the biggest point of all research is that education and preparedness is the most important part of disasters, because education on disaster preparedness is what keeps us safe in these situations. Obviously, if we're prepared, we'll obviously be safer. Disaster education has so many different dimensions, different ways to be educated, and different places and resources to go. It should be offered at schools, in the family, and in the community. The best way to be prepared education-wise is to start it in the home and educate our families at home. The best steps for disaster preparation are to identify the hazards, hold family meetings, prepare a plan within your family, and then to practice that plan. Identifying hazards means to identify what types of disasters are more likely to happen in your area, maybe tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, or typhoons, and then learn about preparing for those specific ones that would be more popular in your area. And also identify your community's warning system and signals. To hold a family meeting, you should meet with your family and talk about why it is important to be prepared, and then establish your family emergency plan. This plan should include a meeting place, an evacuation plan or map, and how you will communicate. To prepare for disasters, you want to assemble your disaster supply kit that has all your important documents and all the emergency supplies that you would want to take with you in case of an emergency. Make sure you locate safe places within your home and outside your home. It's good to prepare by showing each family member how and where to shut off water, gas, or electricity utilities, and teach each family member how to use a fire extinguisher in case of fires. And also prepare by making emergency contacts lists that everyone in the family can have access to. If you have pets, then make a plan for your pets as well. Incorporate that in your family plan. And then practicing this plan with your family on a regular basis. It's preferred every 6 months to practice this plan, and practicing it over and over will help your family be better prepared for these emergency situations and know what to do if it ever arises.
Yep, and it can be a little overwhelming knowing where you can start, but just like Caitlin said, making a plan with your family, those you live with, and then organizing it into smaller steps. Doesn't have to be something big. And Michaela will touch more on that in a second. Also, again, it's recommended you take a class at a local community. Sometimes churches lead classes. There's always resources around, and you can go to ready.gov/plan, and they have papers that you can download and fill out with your family and just make a plan that fits you best. And then we also encourage that you share what you've decided so that other people know what your plan is. It will help you to stay accountable and give you the best success with your emergency preparedness.
Yeah. And as far as preparing today, right, it can feel really overwhelming and it's really hard to know where to start. So it's really easy to look at, okay, what's something that won't cost a lot or something that's really easy to start doing. So here's a few ideas of you can start saving the lint from your dryer, right? Everybody does laundry. That's something that's really easy to do. And it's a great fire starter if you're in a situation where you don't have electricity, you need to start a fire, whatever's going on. And you can buy a case of water bottles from most grocery stores. You could buy like a 24, 36 pack for generally less than $5. Most people could afford that. So that's a great place to start and begin saving water, because when things happen, we don't have access to running water like we're used to. And when you buy like canned goods, if you make like a certain meal and it's something that you enjoy eating and you eat often, you can buy an extra can, more than you need for that meal, and start just saving a can at a time and eventually build that food storage. And doing it this way, you're going to be making sure that the food that you have in your food storage is something that you actually want to eat. So these are some ways to help people to begin being prepared for emergency preparedness.